Now that we've talked about the different data types found in Excel's labels, constants, and formulas, let's go ahead and talk about a very useful tool called Autofill. So Autofill is Excel's ability to quickly detect and complete patterns for you. So for example, here in the check number category in column A, we see that checks increase by 1. Now I can go in and I can type them in individually, or I can tell Excel to complete the pattern for me. So instead of typing it in, I would select at least 2 cells. So click and drag to highlight to select multiple cells, and we're going to make sure that at least 2 to 3 are selected. When you've done that, you'll notice that the green line appears along all 3 cells, and all 3 cells are now active. Move your cursor down to the bottom corner, and your cursor will become a dark cross. Click and drag as far down as you want, and Excel will complete the pattern for you. Let's do that again with dates. I'm going to select the last 2 cells in my date column, move my cursor to the bottom corner. You'll see like a little tiny green square. Move your cursor right above that, click and drag to complete the pattern. Excel can do this with numbers, and Excel can do this with labels or text. Now when you use autofill with text, it will repeat the text in the exact same order, including empty spaces. So if we highlight groceries down to entertainment and then use the autofill feature, notice that it will repeat all the text items, including that space. So just be aware of that if you use autofill for text. In this next lesson, we're going to learn how to use the Find and Replace command in Microsoft Excel. First, you need to make sure that you're on the Home ribbon, and then look for the Editing group. Here you'll find the Find and Select command. Click on that. The first 2 options are Find and Replace. It doesn't really matter which one of these you click on because they both open up the same dialog box. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Find. This is the Find and Replace dialog box. This allows me to find a specific instance of data in my spreadsheet. This comes in handy especially when there's a large amount of data that I have to look through. There's also the Replace tab. The Replace tab allows me to replace a specific instance of data with something different. So for example, let's say you have a staff roster and one of your employees just got married and changed her last name. Well, you can do a replace, look for that employee's original last name and replace it with a new last name. So how do we use this? Well, in the Find tab, you just type in the search term that you're looking for. So for example, let's look for groceries. Oops. If you click the Find Next button, it will show you the next instance that the data appears. So this will highlight each instance one at a time. If you click Find All, it will list every time that that piece of data appears, and it will also highlight the first time it shows up in your spreadsheet. Let's go to Replace. In the Find What category, you type in the original data, and then you can replace it with something new. So in this case, I'm going to type food. If I click Replace, it will replace the data one at a time. If I click Replace All, it places the original set of data for every single time it appears in the spreadsheet, and it replaces it all at once. So let's go ahead and click Replace All. Microsoft lets me know that they made 4 replacements. And over here we can see that I now show food instead of groceries. And again, that is on the home ribbon and the editing group. Find and select. You can choose either find or replace. It opens up the same dialog box to access this command.